Investors' sentiment increased to 1.53 in Q2 2017. It's up 0.64 from 0.89 in 2017 Q1. It increased as 24 investors sold Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated shares, while 35 reduced holdings. 37 funds opened positions, while 53 raised stakes. 112.15 million shares, or 5.96% less from 119.26 million shares in 2017 Q1 were reported. Public Employees Retirement Association of Colorado reported 0% of its portfolio in Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina. Fir Tree accumulated 1.23%, or 3.21 million shares. Morgan Stanley holds 0% of its portfolio in Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, for 25,543 shares. Creative Planning reported 0% in Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina. Prudential Incorporated holds 0% or 89,747 shares in its portfolio. Hbk Invs Lp owns 68,400 shares for 0.01% of their portfolio. Rhumbline Advisers holds 131,785 shares, or 0% of its portfolio. Tiaa Cref Invs Management Limited Liability Company holds 0%, or 498,123 shares in its portfolio. 15,685 were accumulated by Jane Street Group Incorporated Limited Liability Corporation. Massachusetts Fin Svcs Communication Ma invested 0% in Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina. Stevens Capital Mngmt L P reported 40,809 shares. Aqr Ltd Liability Company holds 670,430 shares, or 0.01% of its portfolio. Quantbot Technology L P has invested 0.05% in Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina. Continental Advsr Limited Company invested in 1.37% or 475,981 shares. California State Teachers Retirement System owns 272,363 shares. Since May 9, 2017, it had 2 insider buys and 1 sale for $4,922 activity. Another trade for 9,791 shares valued at $122,622 was made by Moore & Richard on Tuesday, May 9. Wall Street awaits Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, to release earnings on October 27 before the open. Analysts forecast EPS of 33 cents, down exactly 26 cents or 44.07% from 2014's 59 cents EPS. The expected South Carolina's profit could reach $118.70 million, giving the stock 11.88 PE in the case that 33 cents earnings per share is reported. After posting 70 cents EPS for the previous quarter, Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated's analysts now forecast minus 52.86% negative EPS growth. The stock increased 0.51%, or 8 cents during the last trading session, reaching $15.68. About 1.52 million shares traded. Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, has risen 1.54% since October 7, 2016 and is uptrending. It is underperformed by 15.16% the S&P 500. Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, ratings coverage. Among 18 analysts covering Santander Consumer USA Holdings, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, 8 have buy rating, 0 sell and 10 hold. Therefore 44% are positive. Santander Consumer USA Holdings had 37 analyst reports since August 3, 2015 according to Stratton. Compass Point maintains Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, on Friday, January 29 with neutral rating. Piper Jaffray maintains Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, on Friday, July 28 with hold rating. Macquarie Research downgraded the shares of South Carolina in report on Wednesday, May 11 to neutral rating. The firm has buy rating by BMO Capital Markets given on Wednesday, May 31. The rating was maintained by RBC Capital Markets on Wednesday, June 14 with hold. Morgan Stanley maintains Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, on Tuesday, December 20 with equal weight rating. As per Wednesday, August 30, the company rating was upgraded by Piper Jaffray. The firm has market outperform rating given on Tuesday, July 18 by JMP Securities. The stock of Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, has outperform rating given on Monday, July 31 by BMO Capital Markets. The company was maintained on Wednesday, September 13 by BMO Capital Markets. Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated. More important recent Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, news were published by PrenewsWire.com, which released Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated announces update to third quarter 2017 on September 8, 2017. Also, Nasdaq.com published article titled Santander Consumer USA Holdings reaches analyst target price. StreetInsider.com published Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, South Carolina, PT raised to $18 at BMO Capital on September 13, 2017. More interesting news about Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated, New York Stock Exchange, South Carolina, was released by PrenewsWire.com and their article, Santander Consumer USA Holdings Incorporated announces key appointments to leadership team with publication date, October 2, 2017.